You're locked and loaded to the hottest radio show and podcast in all of Kentucky. From Pikeville to Paducah, two guys connect you to the Big Blue better than anybody else.
Yo, Big Blue Nation, it's Davion Mintz. It's time for Wildcat Sports Talk. Let's go.
Wondering how you can show your love? Head over now to Facebook and drop a like.
Welcome in to Wildcat Sports Talk. Let's join Adam Webb and Tim Brandstetter now.
Welcome into Wildcat Sports Talk. My name is Adam, and of course, that is Ramon Harris right over there. We are kicking things off in this one, and you know what? It has been a fun week to be a Cat fan. Of course, you know, we didn't really like the result we had against LSU, but you take it because I feel like, listen, when you're down both your point guards in that game, you're trying to identify a new offense completely. You know, that's what's going to happen, right? So it just turns into this game where you're trying to figure everything out. Well, then you figure it out against Georgia, and then, of course, at Vandy. Anytime you can win at Vandy. Now, again, they kind of let off the gas there at the end, but, I mean, you pretty much blew Vandy out and dominated that game at Vandy. And I'm just telling you, Ramon, you know, that's tough to do down there.
That's probably the worst place to play on the road. In the SEC, that's probably the worst place.
Yeah. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on this team, man? I mean, I'm loving what I'm seeing. I think small ball is definitely the way to go. I am shocked to hear that Cal said he was going to play that, but hey.
That's kind of where the game is going right now. If you watch the NBA, man, there's a few centers on the roster, but they're not getting a lot of playing time. Few true centers.
Right.
You know, that's just how the game is going right now. It's about forward spacing. It's about driving. It's about shooting. It's about, you know, it's just the game is changing. It's evolving. And, you know, you see the college game kind of moving towards that. You don't see too many true centers in college basketball like that, really, that are really dominant in the fact that they are, you know, the dominant factor of the game. You know, it's becoming a perimeter game, athleticism, speed, and shooting. That's where basketball is coming to right now.
Right.
And you know, that's just what we're seeing. And we have the athletes, we have the shooters. It's just understanding transition as far as what maybe you went through in the preseason and the first few games of the season to where you are now. Because once you get to SEC play, that's a second season. Yeah. That's a second season, and then you have a season with the SEC tournament, and then you have a season with the NCAA tournament. So you have like 4 seasons in one. So right now you got to understand what you did in the preseason most times may not work, because now when you get into SEC play, it's a whole different season.
Yeah, you know, and I'll be honest with you, man. I feel like a couple of things that I think about. First of all, Ty getting the assist record over John Wall. I mean, you played with John Wall. You know about that
I was
guy.
there. I was there that game. John Wall got the assist record. He did it so smoothly, like we didn't even realize, like, oh, snaps. Okay.
Well, it's kind of the same way Ty did it. It just kind of happened. But, you know, I mean, some good company there. I mean, he's leading now against, you know, John Wall and, of course, Travis Ford, who's regarded as one of the better point guards. I'm really surprised Wayne Turner's not on that list, but, you know.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I think the burner is definitely on there somewhere, but, I mean, he has the assist record all time. So, there, you know.
Yeah. Hey, man, congratulations, Ty, man. Records are meant to be broken.
You know, for sure.
Matter of fact, it happened. So I had the single game record for made threes for Fort Wayne, and it got broke this year.
Wow.
Yeah, I had 8, and I just forgot the dude's name. He made 9. Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah. So
okay.
They're just meant to be broken, man. So now
that's crazy.
Wayne.
So wait. So say that again. So what exactly happened?
So you know, in the what was it, 2015?
Mm-hmm.
We won in 14. Yeah, so we went back to the finals in 2015. I made 8 threes in a single game. in Fort Wayne, and that was a record for Fort Wayne. And I can't think of the guy's name. I know his name, it just left me. But he
That's, I
made
mean,
9 this year. He made 9 this year, so he broke my record.
well, I see your Mad Ants jersey there. So,
Yeah, yeah, man. It's always close to the heart. Fort Wayne is always close to the heart.
yeah. I sent you a video yesterday. Did you happen to see that? Did you watch
I
that?
did. I
It's good
did.
stuff. It's good stuff,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like it, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah. And you know what's really crazy is I am almost done. I've been working every single night on our part 1 of our docu-series. And I'm just here to tell
Mhm.
everybody it's going to get everything from the beginning up until literally the start of a show, and you won't know when it's going to happen. But when it
Man.
drops, it's going to get the whole 9 yards. It's going to get everything. So
Ooh, okay.
it's going to be about an hour and a half long. I'm really
Wow.
excited about it. It's got all kinds of footage in there. I go back and I watch some of that stuff, Ramon, and it brings me a lot of joy.
Hmm.
Just thinking about the stories that Joe Crawford told us, man.
Hmm.
He's got the stories. Hit between him and Jody Meeks, and then of you, of course. Y'all have got stories enough to write a book about that time. And I'm just telling you,
Yeah, I've been thinking about writing a book, but I've never been like a well, I mean, I've told a little bit, I've told enough to where it doesn't get people, involved. It doesn't create another scenario. So I don't want to do nothing to create nothing and nothing, but there was a lot, man. There
yeah,
was a lot that people fans may not have understood.
right.
And but yeah, it could it could be it might be a bestseller, but I don't want to
Well, you know what?
that's not how I want to do that.
Speaking of which, I don't know if you saw this or not. I saw a story drop probably 2 or 3 days ago. Like he's on like a win record right now. Like
Who?
he's winning like crazy.
I'm not surprised.
I mean that over
I'm
at
not
Tarleton.
surprised. I'm not surprised that he's winning. Like when it comes to X's and O's, he is a genius.
See, that's the thing, man. Like, I always wonder about those times, and I don't want to really get into it right now, but it just amazes me because I always thought X's and O's wise, he was a good coach. It's just,
He was.
man,
It,
the other
I
stuff
mean,
far
like.
overshadowed that. It seemed like,
Yes, it did. But like I said, I've always given respect when respect is due. He brought the dog out of me at the college level. Um, just his methods and the way he did things, I particularly didn't like, but it forced me to adapt and overcome. And it created the Ramon Harris that could do multiple things at the college level, whether it be 10 rebounds or 9 points, 9 assists, 9 rebounds in a single game, and multiple times flirting with triple double because it just forced me to whatever it was needed in that moment. That was my job. So, there were some games where I scored, and there's some games where I just defended and rebound. There were some games where I was driving and kicking and creating and passing. It just whatever the case may have been. So, like I said, I give respect. He was a genius when it came to basketball. A genius.
well, going into football now, I want to talk about that for just a second because I mean it is insane to me. First of all, that we are middle of January and now we're still talking about football.
Yeah.
That tells you where this program has come.
Yes.
And I know during your time there at Kentucky, you remember, how football they had key players. They had good
Mm.
guys that could play at certain positions, but were never ever deep enough to make an SEC run. How interesting
Right.
is it now seeing Kentucky starting to become deep enough to even be a contender for the SEC East?
Man, it's great to see. When I got to UK, it's funny because we would be when I was growing up in high school, we would see highlights of Lorenzen and we'd be like, "Yo, who's this big quarterback? Like, he's out here throwing the ball all over the field." At that time, he didn't fit the prototype body of a quarterback, but we were like, "Yo, he's nice. Like,
Yeah.
he's out there slinging the ball around." And at that time, I was in Alaska, so I didn't know much about him. I just knew like, hey man, he out here throwing the ball all over the field. Like he's nice. And that's before I was even getting recruited by Kentucky. So, and then fast forward to me actually being on campus. That's what I feel like that's when the program was on its way up. And like you said, we had great players, and that's when we beat number one LSU at home. Like, I just was able to be be a fan for a minute. When you're a college athlete, I don't think you get to be a fan a lot. And at that time, I was able to be a fan.
You know, um, I don't want to give a whole lot away about our documentary, but we dive into the fandom aspect of what this show has done. And
Hmm.
the thing about it is for so long, and I'm just going to be real candid with you, Ramon, we have complained because, we can't get credentialed and UK's kind of hurt us in that regard. We can't really do this, can't do that.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, because of that, it allowed us to experience what we have done with this show through the eyes of a fan and less a media member. And I actually think I have gained more of an appreciation for it because of that, because
Hmm.
I can sit here and tell you that, as a media member, after that Florida win, we went out on the field, right? So
Hmm.
we went out as a fan, and we found Quentin Wilson, and we were jumping up and down and celebrating. Well, you and I both know as a media member, you ain't allowed to do that.
Right. You're not.
You know,
You have to conduct
so
yourself in a certain manner.
that's just something that I think we got, and I'll never forget those moments. And
Right.
so it's just been an awesome journey. I do still see this thing going even further. We've got to get our break. I talked to Todd Lanner about this just the other night, and he was like, "Yeah, he's like, you guys have a foundation here at Wildcat Sports Talk that's solid. It's a
Right.
solid foundation."
Right.
He's like, you just got to get somebody to recognize you and go, here you go, and give you a chance.
Right.
So we've already
It's
gotten
all in
several.
due time.
We've already gotten several chances through radio stations, and I think that we're well on our way. But my point to all of that is, you're exactly right. Sometimes we really don't. We got the blinders up when we really should just experience this as a fan and
Hmm.
understand that being a fan is really what wearing the blue and white's all about. I
Right.
mean, at the end
Right.
of the day, that's what it's about. And you're playing for that.
Right.
You were playing for that name on the front of your jersey, and like so many others before you and after you.
Hmm.
It's awesome to know that, I'm sure. And on top of that, you know, it's just I think it's different in Kentucky. I tell people this all the time, um, and that are not Kentucky fans, and they don't get it because and maybe I'm being biased or whatever, but I mean, I think Kentucky is literally the best fan base in the world.
I agree.
I don't think there's any other better fan base out there.
Being on like even playing on the road. We played at North Carolina. Um, I never played at Kansas. Never played at Duke. Um, Even playing at Florida when Florida like they were a good team. Even then, like I still don't think like the fan base as a whole. Like I don't think any other school can add their mascot to a name of a city like we did in Catlanta. I don't think any
That's
other
a great
school can
point.
do that.
That's a great point. Catlanta, and then
Catlanta, man, I miss Catlanta so much because that was like no other.
and they call Nashville Lexington South.
Yeah.
They
Like I
do.
don't think any other school can take over any other city like Big Blue Nation can.
Prime example last night in the Vandy game. I don't know if y'all noticed this, but when Kentucky would score, you could audibly hear on the TV cheers instead of oh.
Right.
You could hear
Right.
cheers,
Right.
and
Right.
that's
Right.
something that, you don't get with other fan bases. You just don't. And
Yeah.
what's amazing to me is historically Kentucky football has not been great or even
Right.
good at some times.
Okay. Mhm.
But the fan base
It's like
is
no other.
is still there. The
It's like
Citrus
no
Bowl
other.
was slammed with Kentucky fans. And it's so amazing to sit and watch this happen. Now I'm just here to tell you, Ramon,
Mhm.
I'm working it out, but I think Adam and Tim are going to invade Tampa for the SEC tournament. And I might just have
Oh,
a
the
third.
SEC tournament's down here?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. Well, now you do. So make sure you plan for it
Oh
cuz
man, I didn't know that.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to put in a couple calls, man. If I'm still here, I'm putting in a call. Hey man, I need. Y'all gotta get. I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
Well, listen, if you can't, all
I didn't
right.
know that. I didn't know that.
If you can't put in some calls, Ramon, I just want you to know
Oh, I
we're
didn't
going to
know
make
they in
sure you get
Tampa.
in. All right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, yeah. I need. Yeah. Hey, I just want y'all to know y'all coming to my town. Yeah. Okay. If I'm here, yeah, I'm definitely watching my guys play.
All right. Well, so just knowing that now, Ramon,
Yeah.
uh but Tim and I are coming. So we're going to be in
Oh
Tampa.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that means that we're going to have to do all this stuff we're going to have to hang out, right?
Oh, oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah. If I'm here, yeah, it's gonna be a party.
Well, so I'll end this segment with asking you, how's everything going? Personally,
It's
you don't have to get too
uh,
personal, obviously. I don't want to get up in your business, but how's
yeah.
everything going?
Oh man, it's been a roller coaster ride. It's been a roller coaster ride, man. You just got to just keep plugging away, man. It's been a roller coaster ride. I've dealt with the issue. Now my age is starting to well, in their eyes, I'm not old, but I'm almost to that point to like, okay, you know, we know what he can do. Almost like we know what he can do, so we want to see what they can do.
Well, I'm
You know
just
what
here to
I'm saying?
tell you,
So
if I'm your agent, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying, well, look, guys, that's all fine and good, but
yeah,
let me just tell you, Klay Thompson had 31 months off of the NBA, and he just came out the other night and blew it away.
man, listen, didn't he?
I'm
Didn't
just
he?
telling you,
So
like,
don't worry. When they say yes, I'm gonna make some people pay. Don't worry about it.
I
Don't
mean,
worry about it.
I
Don't
mean,
worry about it. It's that chip on my shoulder is just getting bigger and bigger every time I hear oh man, they're interested, but they worried about this. Okay, you worried about the wrong thing.
yeah,
Okay, don't worry about
that's, and look, age is definitely not a factor anymore. As you well know, Tim and I are not the hugest LeBron fans in the world, but I got to tell you something about LeBron that I really love. I love the fact that he's kept playing because his whole goal is to play with his son.
it.
How
Yeah,
how cool is that? Like,
man. Do you know how much work? Like, okay, so I mean, everybody knows I'm a Carmelo Anthony fan. I was a LeBron fan when I was younger, and Michael Jordan and Kobe, and the list goes on and on. But as I've gotten older, and I was at the age that my goal was like I'm at this point where I'm trying to make the NBA. My viewpoint of players have changed because I'm looking at them as I'm trying to play against them. But LeBron, what he has done to keep his body
yep.
in shape and his mental in shape. Like, I don't think people realize how a body feels after a basketball game. Like, and I'm not talking about, no disrespect to anybody. I'm not talking about when you go play at the LA Fitness or something. I'm talking about a high level professional basketball game, and to do that 82 times and then possibly 100 times, but him going to the finals multiple times. He's went to the finals like year after year, 3, 4 times. So imagine playing like almost 100 games, 3, 4 years in a row.
Yep. Yep.
And to have his body in the shape to where he can do that and perform at a high level, the man's, well, how is he now? 36?
He's my age. He's my age. I'm
He's
30. I'll be
he's
36.
30. Yeah,
I'll be
he's
36.
30. Yeah.
And it
He's
blows me
36
away because
and-
I sit here and think about that, Ramon, and I'm like, there is no way on God's green earth that I could run out and play 100 games this year at my age.
He plays somewhere around 100 games a season in a regular season, and then you
Insane.
count them making it to the final. He plays 100 games.
Yep, that's yeah. Well, Ramon, man, it's always good to check in with you. As
It's
as
always
I say,
a pleasure, man. Y'all
and
know, hey, man, y'all come to Tampa, man.
don't worry, we're coming. Don't worry.
Y'all, you and the
It's-
rest of Big Blue Nation come to Tampa, man. You know what? If I'm here, this is what we should do. If I'm here, we should set up a place, and I'll work on it. We set up a place
listen.
for a show, and the fans should come out with us.
No, listen. If you set it up, We're gonna be there. We're gonna broadcast live. We're gonna do it up. I'll bring the speakers. We'll go nuts. And as a matter of fact, I'll do one better for you. There's a chance. Did you see what I did there?
Mm-hmm.
There is a chance.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
That we'll have a couple of football guys with us.
Yes. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can orchestrate a couple things. I'm gonna make a couple calls and see if I can. I didn't know it was in Tampa.
It's a big listen, and what's crazy about it is we're working on. We actually have a backer for this. I can't say a whole lot yet, but we're going to have the entire tournament, a book for the entire tournament seats. So I mean, like I said, and we included you in on that, Ramon. So, and they're good seats.
Yeah, come on down to Tampa, man.
So, and that's what I'm saying is, how much
come
fun would
on
it be to
down.
sit and watch some SEC basketball and just have a good time, you know?
Yeah, man, come on down to Tampa, man.
And to be honest with you, Tampa,
Excuse me.
and you, of course, got lucky that it's in Tampa because this might be a year that the SEC is so good all the way around. You got Alabama, you got Auburn, you've got LSU, Tennessee's ranked. Florida's up and coming now. You know, Kentucky, of course, is in that mix. And then the other, middle tier teams, even like Mississippi State and the Tennessees and the Texas A&Ms and those guys, they're all good too. So there's a lot of really good teams.
This reminds me of my sophomore year. I think we had like 8 or 9 teams make the tournament for next.
Yeah, they're saying it's going to be about 8 or 9 this year. So that's what I'm telling you. This SEC tournament's going to be the best one we've had in a long, long time. And it's in Tampa where it's nice and warm, a great place to be in March.
Listen, it was 80 degrees yesterday.
Yeah, it's 30. But
Yeah,
it was
so-
actually last night. I think it got down to 16 degrees. So
Yeah, it was. Hold on, I can tell you right now. It was. It's 75 right now.
it's 75, sunny and 75.
75, sun out. Yeah, hey, Big Blue Nation, come on down to Tampa, man. Come on down.
That's awesome,
Yeah,
man.
come grab a drink with me. No, not a drink. Come grab a bite to eat.
A bite to eat. And what you mean by drink is soda. Like
Yeah,
get
soda,
a soda.
juice,
Yeah.
Welch's.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, we got to take a break. When we return, I'll have my other co-host, Tim, on with me. You are listening to Big Blue Nation's Best Kept Secret. We are Wildcat Sports.
Sunny and 75, you and me on the beach chair. Yeah, I'm so there every time I look in your
Dentures Plus of London provides routine dental treatments to patients and specializes in creating custom dentures. You can get dentures starting at $300 per denture. While Dentures Plus of London specializes in dentures, they are a full-service dental office. You can call them up at 606-878-0708. Dr. Paula Gill and her staff is committed to making sure you have a specialized treatment plan that will work for your needs. They strive to provide dental care in a fun, relaxed, and sedation-free environment. They accept most forms of dental insurance and Medicare and offer financing through their partnership with Care Credit. So let Dentures Plus of London take care of you and your needs today. Give them a call at 606-878-0708. Dentures Plus of London, located in the London Shopping Center in London, Kentucky. 878-0708.
We the people are guaranteed 5 freedoms in the First Amendment.
Freedom of speech.
Freedom of religion.
Freedom of the press.
Freedom to peaceably assemble.
Freedom to petition the government.
Only the United States has these 5 freedoms so simply bound together and guaranteed. Think first. Learn more at thinkfirstamendment.org.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Quinn Wilson, number 60 of the Kentucky Wildcats. Make sure to go check out Adam and Tim. They're doing some really cool stuff over there. Thank you guys, and go Cats.
Friend us on your socials and let's connect.
It's Big Blue Nation's best kept secret, Wildcat Sports Talk.
Welcome back to Wildcat Sports Talk. My name is Adam.
And my name is Tim.
Yeah, and you know what? Good to have you in now. We were just talking to Ramon. I had to go change my shirt because, I had to put the Wildcat Sports Talk on, right?
I understand, man.
Which, I mean, I had the Kinetic on. Now you've got the Kinetic on. So we're branding either way.
That's right. We're a team.
That's just what we got to do. But, man, big game coming up against Tennessee. For those of you who listen on radio, it's today at 1 o'clock. If you're listening on social media, obviously it's different. But man, big time.
Well, it is, Adam, because we hate Tennessee, and
yeah. I mean, there's honestly, they low down, they dirty, and they some snitches.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's that throw up orange. Nobody likes it.
Like the inside of a pumpkin orange.
Yeah, it's just bad. But no, but seriously though, all jokes aside, let's talk about Tennessee. What are your worries? And I mean specifically players. What players are you worried about getting theirs? I mean, I think if I'm thinking of one, probably Fulkerson, the incredible Folk, or Folky, the dumbest names I've ever heard in the world. But I'm worried about him getting his, although I think for the first time, maybe in his tenure, we have an answer in Oscar Tshiebwe.
Oh, yeah, we definitely have some more, muscle down low to actually handle him better this year. Fulkerson, man, I'm just going to say he doesn't look like he's going to hurt you, but he's going to hurt you. I mean, the guy can play, man. He really can. I didn't want to ever give him his credit, but then, he just kept putting up big numbers on us, and he's a tough guy to guard, man. He can play. He really can. But he's going to have his hands full with Big Oscar, man. I'm telling you.
Yes. You're no joke. He definitely is. I mean, honestly, I'm just going to say I think Oscar Tshiebwe is going to be in the conversation for National Player of the Year.
Definitely. He's a top 5 player in the country, man, without a doubt. And, most of it's because of his heart and his motor, man. He just goes hard on every play.
Which I'll lead to this. A lot of folks down on Kentucky because, they lost to LSU. But, again, they were down 2 point guards, and they were trying to identify themselves. Ramon and I talked about that earlier. When you lose both of your point guards in a game, you've got to figure out a whole new offense on the fly, on the road, and then you still only lose by 5 and had a chance to win it. I mean, So my point is, with Oscar Tshiebwe being potentially the National Player of the Year, which we didn't count on that preseason, but with that potential, and then Ty Washington coming in, and if he can elevate to the level that we all think he can, and he's highly talented, highly recruited, then you've got Severe Wheeler. Now Davion Mintz is coming into his own. And, let's not forget about Kellen Grady, Jacob Toppin, Keon Brooks. We have an all-star lineup, and folks don't realize, I mean, dare I say we have potential to make a run to the Final Four?
We definitely got the potential, Adam, because all the pieces are there, man. Just like you named. I mean, all those guys you named have a role on this team. And, whenever they realize exactly what their role is and they flourish in that role, this team is as dangerous as anybody in the country, man. It all starts with Severe Wheeler. Severe Wheeler and Oscar Sheboy, those two guys are the anchors on both ends. And then, like you said, you got Ty, who's just silently always getting his points, man. Then he breaks John Wall's assist record in his debut at point guard. And Kellen Grady, that guy, man, is probably my favorite player. He's so fun whenever he gets his confidence going and he's actually looking for his shot. He is dangerous, man. I love this team, Adam. I really do. I love it, man. Jacob Toppin, just whenever you forget about him, he'll come in and do something spectacular.
What about that lob from Davion Mintz to Jacob Toppin the other night in the Vandy game?
Oh, my goodness. Dude, let me ask you this. Did it look like Toppin jumped up, turned in the air, and grabbed the ball and just slammed it in?
Well, it looked like he was in the air before Davion lobbed it.
Yeah, like he jumped up and he's like, I'm just going to hang out up here.
I'm hanging out for a second.
Yeah.
And you just go ahead and get the ball here.
Exactly.
It's insane. And, we talk about Kellen Grady and how automatic he is from long range, but Davion Mintz, which is our guy, by the way, is becoming that. You know what I mean? He's becoming that.
I'm going to tell you what, Adam. We could do this whole segment on Davion Mintz because we love that guy. We know him. We're friends with him. We love him. And I couldn't be happier for his success he's having. Here's what I'm going to say, Adam. I'm not going to complain about coaching or anything like that. I love Coach Cal. But, dude, sometimes when the roster is really, really full and you start getting shuffled down the mix a little bit, it messes with you mentally, and it's hard to get into your game. But when Davion's number was called, since Severe's been out, he's like, okay, Coach, I can still shoot the ball. And man, I love it that Davion is actually coming back into his own. And what I think's great is even with Severe back, I think Davion will continue that confidence.
I agree. I 100% agree. I think, I honestly, I look at this team as a whole, and I think they have, like I said, they have all those pieces together. But then you go even down the list, right? Bryce Hopkins, he's coming into his own, right? Even further down than that, you've got other guys. They're all playing, and you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and say this. In Cal's entire tenure at Kentucky, this might be the most unselfish team we've ever had.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, very unselfish team. That you saw that when Ty broke the record for most assists. And, sometimes guys are passing up shots. Sometimes we're a little too unselfish. I know coaches don't like to hear that, but sometimes our guys are not aggressive enough, just like Kellen Grady. He is a weapon, man, and I think we would all like to see him shoot a little more even.
Well, and so that kind of leads me to this. Where do you think the next guy that has to rise to the beast mode, who do you think that is for us to make that national championship run?
Man, that's a really good question because is it a guy that's already doing pretty good? And, we need him to rise to the next level.
Or is it a shocker? Is it a guy that's,
Yeah, or is it just a bonus guy?
Like Bryce Hopkins, for example. Let's say he rises to the top.
Like Bryce Hopkins makes drastic improvement, or Damian Collins comes in and starts playing more. I got those two.
And I got news for everybody. All right. I'm just going to tell you this. I actually believe this Tennessee game, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Tim, will determine whether or not we see Shaden Sharp this year.
Man, I don't know. That's putting a lot of stock in one game. But...
Well, because, see, here's the thing. I think if Severe Wheeler is healthy, they come out, they beat Tennessee, right? Then you put yourself in a situation at that point where it's like, do you really play him? Like, do you want to put that, which he may be the X factor. We don't know, but do you want to even test that?
I'll tell you, that's a good point, man, because here's the thing. We've been playing good basketball. I mean, even the game we lost, we had two guards out, and Oscar sent half the first half, over 11 minutes in the first half. I mean, we didn't play bad that game considering everything. So we kind of got things going along pretty good. And I think you make a good point, man. I do, because if we play well against Tennessee and we show that we can beat Tennessee, and it's one of those things we've proven we can do it with the guys we've got. So you don't really want to throw in a guy, even if he is great and even if he's ready to play, you don't necessarily want to throw in a guy that might mess up chemistry or the rotation or whatever. So it's one of those deals. I know Coach Cal said that he hopes he don't have to play him this year because that means we're doing good, But, man, as a fan, we get excited about the guys we haven't seen. And it would be kind of exciting to see him on the floor and see if he can bring something to the team. Because we know, man, he's as talented as – he's one of the most talented players we've had. I mean, he's number one in the country.
So I want to switch gears for a second over to football. Because, number one, Ramon and I talked about this. Citrus Bowl win is huge. It's so big for this program. The fact that now, with Alabama losing the national championship game, we have the longest active win streak in bowl games in college football.
That's amazing, man.
I mean, look, to give you that, put that into perspective for you, which may not be like a big deal to a lot of folks, because you're gonna have people, hey, you only played the Citrus and the Belt Bowl and the Gator Bowl, but you know what? That's a big deal for Kentucky.
Yeah, and
that leads me to this. I have to say, and I wanted to talk to you about this, but I get a lot of folks on, TikTok. You know what we've been able to do with that. And Georgia fans are arguing with me that in regular season, let's take out the postseason, but in the regular season, is Kentucky not Georgia's best win?
I think so, man. I don't really see them having a better win in the regular season. I don't.
So a lot of folks are giving me teams, all right? And let's just examine those for a second. All right, Clemson. Now, that's an argument. But the problem with that is so the ACC has two different divisions, much like the SEC. I think theirs is like Coastal and like ACC Atlantic. It's something weird. And in their division, they finished third. Okay? You want to know who finished fourth? Louisville. In that same division. They beat Louisville by 6 points. We beat Louisville by 31. So I look at that as a comparison. I go, well, at that point, we finished second in the SEC East, who is hands down the best conference in America. We finished second in the SEC East. They finished third in their division. The team that was just behind them, we beat by 31. They beat by 6. So there's the argument. I think you can eliminate them. Also, in the final coaches poll, Kentucky is ranked higher than any of the teams I'm getting ready to mention. But let's go ahead and, for the sake of the argument, keep that ball rolling. Now, Arkansas. Well, they finished 21st in the coaches poll. Now, the AP poll has Clemson higher, but I've said for years that the AP poll is biased against Kentucky, and people want to argue that. But I'm just saying, for the sake of this argument, let's just go with the coaches poll. Because here's the thing. AP voters, you know as well as I do, Tim, all right? You have a team that you're covering. Let's just pretend for a second that there was an AP high school poll in Kentucky, right? And you have a team that you cover, and let's say you've been covering Knox Central, okay? They have a game tonight against Lynn Camp. You go cover that game, but you know you got to vote tomorrow. How many games do you think you're going to have caught across the state of Kentucky to determine whether or not who's better and who's not?
Yeah, that's actually a really good point, man. I've always thought that before because it's like, are they really sitting down and watching the game from the beginning to the end of every team? No.
And the thing is their argument is, well, Clemson was on a 4-game winning streak to end the season. 6, I think. They were on a 6. I don't want to take that away from them. They were on a 6-game winning streak to end the season. Okay, that's good, but they didn't play anybody, number one. And their bowl game was the Cheez-It Bowl against Iowa State, who was unranked and 7-5. They finished with the same record as us, 10-3. Anyway, that's Clemson. On to the next team, Arkansas. So you got Arkansas, and they're good. We never played them, so I can't really tell, who's better and who's not. But I just know that they finished below us in the AP and the coaches poll. So that eliminates that argument completely. And plus, they had a worse record than us. So, end of story. They're out. Then the next team, which is laughable to me, is Tennessee. Now, the argument is made, well, Tennessee beat Kentucky. You're exactly right. And for the first time here on this show, because we never get onto the refs on this show.
No.
I'm going to tell you that I think that game was robbed from Kentucky. Well, I just do. And if that game is played again, we win by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
and we're getting ready to prove that this year.
Yeah, anybody with 2 eyes realize that we got the short end of the stick on that. But, I mean, it's going to happen, and I know that. Everybody's like, that's going to happen. It's part of the game. And truthfully, we shouldn't have been in a position to where that could beat us. So we could have played better against Tennessee. It was our defense was just struggling that game. I mean, give credit to Tennessee's, hurry up offense. Our defense was struggling that game. Our offense was great. Our offense was awesome. It's just one of those games, man, that our defense kind of took the night off, and we still had a chance to win. But man, I want to make this point though, man. You were talking about winning the Citrus Bowl and how huge that was, and we've got this bowl streak going. Here's what's great, man. We're not surprised that we went to the Citrus Bowl and won it. It's not a surprise. And
also, here's the other fact. This is just facts. All right. Right now, we're in the middle of January. Almost exactly. And we're still talking about football. That tells you where this program is at. Okay? Because in years past, you quit talking about football in November. I mean, and sometimes in October. If they're 2-10, you're like, well, whatever, it's football. But we're still here talking about it. And to me, that is a program elevating status. Now, I'll make one more point, but just for the Georgia fans out there, Kentucky is your best regular season win. There, it's out, it's done. Kentucky goes to a New Year's Six game this year if our defense is fully healthy. But what people don't realize, we did not have Marquand McCall from Mississippi State or Tennessee. All right? That's a big deal, especially on that defensive front. And you guys saw in that Citrus Bowl, we were highly undermanned in that game. But I think by that time, the guys that had to be stepping in all year long had sort of started figuring it out. Right? They sort of started to see what they needed to do to have a successful defense. So it's all a learning process. I'm concerned about our secondary this year. But I'm not really worried. You get J.J. Weaver and Jordan Wright. Let me tell you a little secret about those two. All right? Do you realize they've never played together? One has always been hurt. So they've never played together. Well, now starting this year, you get Jordan Wright and J.J. Weaver to play together for the first time in their tenure.
Yeah, that's pretty big, man. And as you know, I met J.J. Weaver a few days ago. Dude, it's crazy how tall that kid is. I didn't realize he was that tall.
Well, so there's that. And like I said, Tim, I'm just excited where the football program is headed. So, but we got to take a break. Tim, I'm going to go ahead and let you head on out the door. Tell Big Blue Nation bye, and then we'll get to the end of this break. But just give them your last thoughts here.
Sounds good, man. I just want to say, guys, listen, it's a great time to be a Wildcat. That's what I like to say. It's always a good day to be a Wildcat. Big things happen in basketball and football. This basketball team, I am super excited about it. They're going to do it. But I just want to thank you guys, man. Our followers at Wildcat Sports Talk have been the best around. You guys are awesome. You keep us doing this. We love it. We love connecting you to the Big Blue. And I'll see you soon. Go Cats.
Go Cats. Listen, I want to tell you guys this real quick as well. And remember, we have a big announcement. We're not really an announcement, but we were able to check in with one of the guys that entered the transfer portal. He had a message from Big Blue Nation, and we're going to hear that coming up at the tail end of this break. So don't go anywhere. You're listening to Big Blue Nation's Best Kept Secret. We are Wildcat Sports Talk. We'll be right back.
Be sure to share the podcast on your favorite social media channels.
Dentures Plus of London provides routine dental treatments to patients and specializes in creating custom dentures. You can get dentures starting at $300 per denture. While Dentures Plus of London specializes in dentures, they are a full-service dental office. You can call them up at 606-878-0708. Dr. Paula Gill and her staff is committed to making sure you have a specialized treatment plan that will work for your needs. They strive to provide dental care in a fun, relaxed, and sedation-free environment. They accept most forms of dental insurance and Medicare and offer financing through their partnership with Care Credit. So let Dentures Plus of London take care of you and your needs today. Give them a call at 606-878-0708. Dentures Plus of London, located in the London Shopping Center in London, Kentucky. 878-0708.
We, the people, are guaranteed 5 freedoms in the First Amendment.
Freedom of speech.
Freedom of religion.
Freedom of the press.
Freedom to peaceably assemble.
Freedom to petition the government.
Only the United States has these 5 freedoms so simply bound together and guaranteed. Think first. Learn more at thinkfirstamendment.org.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Quinn Wilson, number 60 of the Kentucky Wildcats. Make sure to go check out Adam and Tim. They're doing some really cool stuff over there. Thank you guys, and go Cats.
Like what we do? Share this on your socials and tell everyone.
Welcome back to Wildcat Sports Talk.
Welcome back into Wildcat Sports Talk. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We did have a chance to check in with one of our, he's one of our guys. He has entered the transfer portal, Isaiah Gibson, and he had this quick message for Big Blue Nation.
Hey, Big Blue Nation, it's Isaiah. I just want to say thank you for all your hospitality and all your love over these last 3 years. It's been amazing, and it's time for a new beginning. Just want to thank everybody, thank Big Blue Nation, all the coaches. It's nothing but love, and I appreciate it. See y'all later.
What a great kid, and he is one of our guys. We've known him for a while. We actually celebrated with him after that Florida game, and it's tough. It really is. It's tough when you see a kid like that go. But you know what? We wish him the best of luck, and we know he's going to do great things at another level. But on to other stuff. We've got to update our schedule. Scott's art. He's been probably wondering, going, where the heck is my schedule? Let's go ahead and update that. As you can see, I got all the scores here ready to go. Vanderbilt is not been updated. So let's go ahead and get that. 78-66, a big dub. Now we're just waiting for this big game right here. Tennessee and Kentucky, as they will go head-to-head at 1 o'clock on Saturday. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Big Blue Nation's Best Kept Secret. We are Wildcat Sports Talk. Want to remind you guys once again, you can go over, check us out on iHeartRadio. You can check us out on iTunes, Spotify. No matter where you are, you can check us out. And if you just like the old-fashioned radio, I mean, who doesn't like the old-fashioned radio? I'm a radio guy. You know that. Check out 106.3, the big one. Of course, that's in Pineville, Kentucky, and pretty much all over southeast Kentucky. You can listen to that. And then, if you are locked in London, Kentucky, 98.5, the Light of London. You can catch our shows at 10 o'clock on 106.3 on Saturdays and at 11 o'clock in the morning on Saturdays as well on 98.5. Thank you guys again for tuning in. I'm Adam Webb, and this is Big Blue Nation's Best Kept Secret. We are Wildcat Sports Talk. Y'all take care.
I wear a greasy ball cap. I like my shirt untucked.